Wait, he's recording us off.
It is 7 o'clock. I'm going to call the meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. Selectman Nordell, it is nice to have you back with us. Please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Certainly. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Deputy First Selectman D'Souza let me know that she was tied up with a medical appointment and would likely not be joining us tonight. I told her I didn't think didn't think she'd be missing much, and we'll just soldier on. The minutes are not yet ready for approval, so I'll ask that we postpone that until our January 20th meeting.
Apologize, gentlemen and lady.
Do you want a motion on that, Jason?
Please.
I'll move that we postpone approving the last regular meeting minutes until our next regular meeting, which will take place on January 20th, 2022.
Your second?
Selectman Muska will second that.
Made by Charlie, seconded by Sarah. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Carries unanimously. Public participation. This is one of two opportunities for the public to address members of the Board of Selectmen. Is there anybody on the meeting tonight who would like to address the board? Seeing none, there will be another opportunity later on. I did have a late communication. I just got to pull it up. I sent it to the board for reference. It was from Joe Chaseman, our former Journal Inquirer reporter, and I would have sent that to you guys. Give me a second.
506.
Thank you. Joe asked that I read this into the record. Dear East Windsor Board of Selectmen, as some of you may already know, I am no longer a reporter for the Journal Inquirer. Therefore, I will not be covering East Windsor anymore. I started my newest adventure on Monday as a producer for Western Mass News in Springfield. I just want to tell you all how much of a pleasure it was to work with the five of you. I was lucky enough to cover your great town for the entirety of my 2-year tenure at the JI, and I was so incredibly honored to have that responsibility. Throughout those 2 years, everyone I dealt with, including business owners, police officers, teachers, town employees, fire officials, and elected officials, were so friendly to me. I've covered several other towns along the way, and without a doubt, your town's group of selectmen is far and wide the most professional bunch in the area. East Windsor will always have a special spot in my heart, and I thank you all for your help along the way. All the best, Joe Chasen. Joe's a really good guy, and we wish him the best going forward. He also shared with me that there is an outside chance he may become a constituent of ours, as he and his girlfriend are looking for a place equidistant between their places of employment to work. So hopefully he'll be turning up again.
You know, when I read that and I heard him, and he said that this was the most professional Board of Selectmen out of all the towns he covered, I was wondering, was the other towns from Vermont, or where were the other towns?
We do a pretty good job keeping it together as a group. Okay. Next, we're on to new appointments. Boards and commissions resignation and appointments. There are no resignations. There are no reappointments. We do have a new appointment, which is Mark Simmons as a member of the East Windsor Housing Authority for a term expiring December 1st of this year. His resume and references are attached.
Selectman Muska will move to appoint Mark Sibbins to the Housing Authority for a term expiring December 1st, 2022.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. For discussion, I'll just say that I have always held Mark in very, very high esteem. I think he is somebody with an incredible amount of integrity, and to see him be willing to step forward again and serve the community is good for our town and good for the residents at Park Hill. I'm glad to have him back.
Agreed.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carries unanimously. Next, tax refunds.
I'll move to accept the tax refunds totaling an amount of $1,767.52.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I,
Opposed? So carried. What is next? Selectmen's reports. So first, Happy New Year. Now the bad news. For more than a month, the COVID-19 numbers in East Windsor have been increasing at an alarming rate. In terms of cases per week, cases per 100,000 residents, and 14-day rolling average, our numbers are roughly 6 times higher than they were a month ago. Because of that, I've ordered a universal indoor mask mandate for any person over the age of 2 years old, except when someone is eating or drinking in a bar or restaurant, or if they have a written exemption from a doctor. The order is effective tomorrow and will last until February 1st. On New Year's Day, the town was able to distribute about 3,000 at-home COVID test kits provided by the state. I want to thank State Representative Jamie Foster, Karen Paradise, Kevin Green, George Johnson, Joe Sauerhofer, Melissa Maltesi, Samantha Charrett, Valerie Galinsky, Maureen Ducklos, and Heidi Alexander for volunteering to help make that event a success. We will be doing another at-home COVID test distribution this coming Saturday, January 8th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., or while supplies last at the town hall. Our allocation this time was not 3,000, but was 720. So there are significantly fewer this time to go around. This will again be a drive-through model. So please remain in your vehicles and wear a mask when a volunteer approaches your window. Tests will be available to East Windsor residents only. Proof of residency will be required, and we will provide 1 test kit per valid ID. There are 2 tests per kit. N95 masks will also be available to the general public as follows over the next few weeks. Monday through Thursday at the Town Hall and Town Hall Annex from 12:30 to 4:30, and Saturdays at the Warehouse Point Library from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Yesterday, we were able to provide a PCR testing event at the Town Hall Annex. We are once again working with our partners at the East Windsor Ambulance and Priority Urgent Care to set up another testing opportunity for next Wednesday, which would be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have completed an application for reimbursement through FEMA for COVID-related activities undertaken by the town in 2021. If fully funded by FEMA, this would mean more than $30,000 in reimbursed funds to the town. Thanks to Finance Director Amy O'Toole, Chief Ed DeMarco, and Deputy Chief Roger Hart for their work to obtain that reimbursement. Fiscal year 2022-2023 budget process has already begun. Finance Director Amy O'Toole and I have met with roughly half of the departments and agencies submitting budget requests already, and we anticipate wrapping up those meetings sometime next week. So far, there are no surprises, although our budget is always tight, and this year will be no exception to that. To add transparency to the budget process and town finances in general, we recently entered into a contract with a company called ClearGov that will provide detailed financial information about the town's budget in a more transparent and in an interactive way. It's my hope that this added layer of transparency will provide a sense of confidence to taxpayers in town that their money is being managed responsibly. On December 18th, the East Windsor Veterans Commission held their annual Wreaths Across America ceremony. Congratulations to MC Dan Morgan and the commission members for putting together a well-organized event. And lastly, the town is constantly looking for ways to improve our constituent service delivery. This isn't to say that there's a problem per se, but improving the means and methods by which we work for the public can always be strengthened. To that end, we recently held a de-escalation training for town employees. The training was provided by Officer Tamara Stepien of the East Windsor Police Department. She holds an MSW, has extensive training and experience in de-escalation, and heads East Windsor's mental health team. Thanks to Officer Stepien and the East Windsor Police Department for sharing their knowledge and expertise. That's all I have, and I would call on Sarah.
Thank you. I'd like to start off by commending First Selectman Jason Bauza, Recreation and Community Services Director Melissa Maltesi, and all that were involved in the excellent execution of the mask and COVID test kit distribution on Saturday, January 1st at Town Hall. Not only were these kits in the possession of the town quickly, but the timing and organization of making sure that they got into the hands of residents promptly should be recognized. I have heard from so many residents just how grateful they are. Thank you to all who volunteered to make sure the process ran smoothly, from directing traffic to handing out items. Thank you. On January 3rd, I attended the Warehouse Point Board of Fire Commissioners meeting covering for Selectman Nordell. Chairman Lou Flynn informed the commission that he had received communications with disapproval of the portion of Selectman Nordell's Selectman's report pertaining to the Warehouse Point Fire District given on December 2nd, 2021. There was a lengthy conversation discussing whether it is a conflict of interest for Charlie Nordell to serve as a fire commissioner and the district's liaison from the Board of Selectmen. Passing by a majority vote, the Board of Fire Commissioners voted to consult legal counsel to investigate if there is a conflict of interest. On December 13th, 2021, the district voters voted 32 in favor and 0 opposed to authorizing the Warehouse Point Fire District to purchase the property at 81 Bridge Street for $225,000. There were 61 fire calls in the month of December and a total of 743 calls in 2021. The department hired 4 new part-time staff to cover shifts, as well as 3 new volunteers and 1 junior member voted into the senior membership. The Board of Fire Commissioners will hold their first budget workshop on January 24th, and the Economic Development Commission canceled their January meeting and did not meet. And that's all that I have. Thank you.
Charlie.
Yes. Okay. I would also echo Selectman Muska's statement about the distribution of test kits and masks that took place last weekend. It was very smooth. Lots of people, were waiting and participated. Everyone was patient, and it was well handled, I thought. Great job on everyone's efforts there. On Monday, the 3rd, I did attend the Warehouse Point Fire Department meeting, which Sarah already reported on. On Tuesday, I attended the Connecticut Water Company quarterly meeting. In this meeting, they gave a presentation on the following points. PURA has required that Connecticut Water Company keep the interest-free payment plan available. They also have federal assistance available and can be obtained in accordance with the Operation Fuel Assistance Program. They also have a rate assistance plan as well that can be obtained through social services. They recently compiled their customer survey results and got very favorable percentages and comments. They have followed the OSHA mandate of requiring all employees to be vaccinated in order to continue employment with Connecticut Water Company. PURA also authorized a WICA, which is Water Infrastructure and Conservation Adjustment, to a 2.4 increase, which allows Connecticut Water Company to fund infrastructure projects and water main replacements. Connecticut Water has budgeted for $61.4 million for infrastructure projects across the state for the year 2022. Connecticut Water Company has also contributed $120 million in 2021 in community grants and programs. They also partnered with Upcycle to sell rain barrels to customers with delivery for those interested. They have more information on their website about that. And March 1st is the deadline for firefighter training and equipment grants, if any of our fire departments are interested in applying for any of those. And that's
Do you
it
have,
for as far as-
I'm
Go
sorry, Charlie, do you have, afterwards, if you could send me any information about the firefighter equipment and training grant, I'd like to see that.
I don't have any further information. They said it is posted on their website.
Okay.
And if you have trouble, I can get you the contact name for someone to talk to there.
That'd be great. Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay. No problem. So that's it from my meeting reports. I had the unfortunate privilege of suffering from a case of COVID for 2 weeks prior to Christmas. During that time, I missed a selectmen's meeting and several others. COVID is still hitting my household and seems to just get us one at a time, dragging out the process. At this point, I still have the lingering effects of a cough and a loss of smell and taste. As we all know, our community and essentially the whole world is suffering from this terrible illness. I sympathize for everyone because whether you have COVID or not, it is in some way affecting the entire world and the way we live our lives. If you are being affected or are infected, I hope it is in the most minimal way possible. Stay safe out there and look out on those who may be needing help. And most of all, have patience with one another. And that's my report.
Thanks, Charlie. Al?
Mhm.
Thank you. I'd like to start out by saying Happy New Year to everybody. Wishing everybody here a Happy New Year and everybody else in the town a Happy New Year. We have Broadbrook Fire Department is having a budget workshop meeting on January 10th. Although I have mentioned in previous reports that they are looking at proposing a 0% increase budget, and I don't see that changing. And so I guess all I have left to say is if you can get vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you're eligible for a booster, get boosted. Please wear your masks, and that's to protect others. And I'm glad to hear that, Charlie, you're doing better. So if we all work together, I think we can get through this. That's all I have.
Thanks, folks. Is there any public participation? Okay. We will have a brief executive session. If I could have a motion to go into executive session pursuant to 1-206B and 1-206E.
So moved.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
We are in executive session at 7:17. Peg, there will not be any action afterwards. So you're a wrap except for our adjournment time.
Okay, and it's just the selectmen?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm
Thanks very
leaving.
much.
Good
Bye,
night.
Peg.
Good night, Peg.
Bye, Peg.
Bye, guys.
It is 7:53. With no further business to come before the Board of Selectmen, a motion to adjourn would be in order. Selectman Muska.
I will move, we adjourn at 7:53 PM.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
It's non-debatable. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We are adjourned at 7:54 PM. Good night, everybody.
All right.